So, El Camino Forward. So what is the path forward? We heard a lot today. Today was really packed, and most probably you guys are feeling like myself. Michael is already opening his mouth and writing. So it was a lot of information. Before I'm going to jump into what we are going to build next year and what we are focusing next year, I would like to do a little recap what we heard today. So the day started off by Thomas Stirnemann, president of the Camino Network Foundation, showing us a little bit what we have achieved. And I think we can really be proud of what we have achieved in only 22 months, right? We saw a lot of presentations about new business models, about new services we can use, powered by blockchain and AI together. So that goes hand in hand. We heard a lot about wallets, and I cannot emphasize enough how important wallets will be in the future. Imagine all the big credit card companies today are filing patents, JP Morgan, Visa, MasterCard. They understand the importance of wallets. Google Pay was renamed Google Wallet. You're using wallets, digital wallets, already on a daily basis. Vodafone, telecom companies, they are engaging now more and more as well in digital wallets. Vodafone expects that by 2030, we will have 4.5 billion digital wallets, not crypto wallets, but digital wallets, and our clients will be running around, not only with funds in it, be it crypto or CBDC, so central bank digital currencies, because all the central banks are working on digital currencies as well. It will be IDs, a digital representation of ourselves, and it will be transaction, our profile. So the whole work we invested in the past 20 years in creating profiles and trying to keep up with the changing of customer behavior, that will go away because the customer will tell you who he is and what he wants. And most probably, if you give him something back, he will allow you to use that data as well. So wallets will definitely become a big thing in future, and we need to understand that. If you understand wallets and the transaction, the history, and what's in the wallet of a customer in future, that will put you in the same position that credit card companies are today. They can predict if you are going to divorce yourself 10 months before you know it, based on your transactions. Today, that's actually a true thing. We heard a lot about ownership. Web3 empowers ownership. You own data, or you own the booking. You can transfer bookings. There's a lot of new possibilities about secondary marketplaces or monetization of data that we heard. And we heard about the vision of a new way of distributing and working together in a network. So what are our focus topics in 2024? Of course, we are going to focus on the infrastructure, Camino as a network. We are further going to enhance that. I will show you afterwards a little roadmap. And our main topic for 2024 will be the messenger, because we really believe this is truly an innovation, and there's a lot we can improve in our world of APIs. When we started the project, we first thought, okay, we are going to deliver an infrastructure and everybody starts building. It's as easy as that. The infrastructure is there. Tommy said, okay, job done. No, it's a far Camino. So it's a long Camino we need to go together. And we will do whatever we can to support you, together with the community, to start getting engaged and start building. We will have more use cases. You saw it already today, and compared to last year it was a lot of PowerPoint. It was vision. Today it becomes more tangible. We have seen use cases step by step, and there are more use cases already coming. Tommy told this morning, we have roughly 200 partners already supporting the Camino network. Half of them have committed themselves to become a validator. More than 20% of them are actively building right now. If you go to the Camino test system, you will see 10 times the transactions you see today on the Camino mainnet. Why is that? Because people are actively already building on top of that. And as we pointed out as well in the presentation of Tommy, growth. We want to grow this network with your help, and we need to grow internationally. We want more validators, we want more transactions, we want to support more Web3 startups. By the way, the Camino Network Foundation has a Web3 startup grant program where every company can apply to help actually them getting on Camino and getting into the network of Camino itself, and we want a global footprint. So this is a high-level roadmap of what we are going to deliver next year. As Ralph has shown, we have built a POC, a proof of concept of the Camino Messenger. Most of that can be reused, and we are going to launch a beta version of it latest in Q1 next year, with the idea of having latest in Q2 the alpha version already there. Till then, we will have more connections to the companies you saw today, because they are already connected, and I urge you, volunteer to get connected. Every company that has a touristic product or a touristic service and has an API can get connected there as easily as Ralph shown today. We are, of course, also working on the network itself. I mean, software is never finished. So we are constantly improving, bug fixing with the help of our developers, who are also present here today if you want to meet them. And we are also planning to introduce a new phase. You may have heard about our Athens phase. That was the first phase we went live with. So our phases are actually big upgrades of the system. And all the validators need to upgrade within a certain time frame to that version. Else they will get offline, but they can easily then get online later on. We will, of course, work on the wallet improvements. We heard it today as well. The UX of crypto wallets today is still a little bit cumbersome. A lot of people are a little bit afraid of using it, so we will have a lot of improvements there as well. And we are definitely also working on the Block Explorer and some naming services, transferring this crypto wallet addresses into some name services. That will, by the way, be built by a community member, not only by us. And this is also something I want to ask you or tell you or make you aware of. You can start building on Camino and helping with your software development as well, the whole network to improve. Something which is very important for us is the Camino Messenger and the data standards. So we heard several times, we actually in the travel industry, the only standard we have is that we don't have a standard. Okay, there's a JATA code maybe, there's the IATA code, but that's it. Every country has different distribution systems. Every provider has different APIs, we heard it. What we want to do with the Camino Messenger is to deliver and to create together with you data standards per message types. We saw a few of them already implemented. Those who have a check mark here, we have already created the first proposal, the first draft. You will be then voting on that. If you want to be engaged, you can also help us define standards. So the first companies defining new kind of services will most probably be the ones defining standards. So join us, and together we will finally get away from what we have today, the mess of not having standards, and making life much easier. We are also always thinking about, okay, how can we make your life easier? So I'm proud to announce actually that we are the first blockchain who managed to launch their node in the Google Cloud market. So there's a marketplace that you can actually, if you are a Google Cloud customer, launch your node with one click. Today, there are 3 ways of launching a cloud. Most of you have already seen those. But here we can actually make your life much easier. With one click, you can launch. We are in talks with AWS and Alibaba as well, so that we cover different kind of cloud services just to make your life easier. Now, something which was stressed out today several times is community. How do we get you guys engaged? How can you get engaged? We have our monthly validators calls. Those who are actually validators know that. So it's an AMA session, Ask Me Anything session, where we from the Camino Network basically present the state, what I've been working on, what do we have achieved, and we present builders. So each month we present 2 or 3 interesting companies that are actually building something in Camino, just to spread the word, get you connected, and that you understand what kind of use cases can be achieved. We also work together with VER and the Travel Industry Club in Germany with a startup night, which will be hosted by our validator Hoteplan in Switzerland. So we also have a lot of hackathons, like Mark Riley showed today, already in the pipeline. So there is a dev weekend planned in collaboration with VER, FTI, and ISO. They will happen in Munich, Germany. I urge you, send your teams. Send your teams. Hackathons is a playful way to get engaged and to learn more about the technology. One of the, let's say, challenges we have in our industry is that, especially after Corona, we are understaffed in IT. We are underskilled in IT. Blockchain, it's easy to learn. Mark Riley showed it impressively, but we do not have the resources and the necessary skills. So invest into your IT skills or get connected with partners in the network that can help you. In Q2 in April, we are creating actually another hackathon together with our partner from Companion D, which is called Decode Travel 2024, which will happen in Frankfurt this year. And there's more to come. If you as a company also want to have a hackathon, an internal one, or an exposure or a workshop, then you can reach out anytime to us, as I mentioned earlier, and we are helping you to set up the concept, and hopefully you find some interesting use cases. Camino is much more than only a technology platform. What we are trying to bring into the community is that any company who wants to start building finds any tool and any kind of services that they need. We have onboarded more than 20 different companies which offer development services of any time. So they can start building blockchain, smart contracts. We have auditors in our network. We have companies offering validator services in case you don't want to run your own node. So, and also, we have even companies, as you heard today also from Mano's presentation, that offer solutions for custodial wallets on a technical basis, or they take over the custody. And more, we are onboarding actually any kind of services which can make you help make actually the transition to Web3 easier. Now, when we heard today, it's often, I think, Mark, you said it, it's like the search for use cases. What's the proper use cases? We have so far identified roughly 200 use cases across 10 different verticals. And mind you, some verticals we have not even touched, like the cruise industry. So there's still a lot to come. Why is there so many? I mean, it sounds like a marketing figure, but actually it's not. It's the agnostic nature of blockchain. Blockchain, as we heard today, can do a lot of different things. Our travel industry today is actually structured in verticals. You have the flight industry, you have the hotel industry, you have the car industry, and within that, you have a plethora of different companies working on complete different tech, right? Blockchain can change that. Camino can change that. Because it's agnostic, it doesn't matter if you are selling a flight, if you are selling a touristic product or info service like A3M, it can handle a lot of different things. Now, finding these use cases is not always easy. That's why we support, and also we have a lot of partners in our network that support you with brainstorming, but down to the blueprint. And then it's your decision if you want to build it yourself or if you want to outsource it to one of our partners. But I'm not going to go through all the use cases here. If you want to hear more about that, you can always book a session with Anke and me. I would like actually to put some friendly faces behind those use cases. So meet Guido, for instance. Guido from Netactica, from South America. He has built a Web3 booking engine, which works, like we saw today with Sleep, with a wallet, which creates NFTs, which can be transferred. Guido, where are you? Back there. So meet him afterwards. Meet Roxana and Satyana from vSelf. Two ladies here in the back. They are working on, as vSelf is, on loyalty. So they have created a Web3 loyalty program, and they are waiting actually to engage with our community. Debug, Sasha unfortunately already left, but we have Ralph here, the CEO from Debug, which has built a vacation rental PMS completely on blockchain. So different kind of use cases. We have Sebastian Beck from ISO here, back there. ISO is a well-known IT provider in the DACH region and internationally as well. They build airport systems, so what they have built is package tracking systems and a PSS system based on blockchain, for instance, apart from other kind of ticketing services. We have Emily from Avata, which is insurance tech company in our latest edition since last Friday. We literally had the first call with them last Friday, and she's already here because she said, I want to tap into this ecosystem. The interesting part, for me, insurance is always something like, oh, something bad happens, I need an insurance. They're turning it around. Why not give customers also some kind of benefit if he behaves well? For instance, never crashes a car. So that's possible there. We have Xenia from DCM Swiss. DCM Swiss is, as the name states, is a Swiss company, working together with some cities for point of interest and decentralized media. So they are working there. We all know Tom, who works not only with offset data in sharing data and SH Digital, but A3M itself was last year here on stage presenting actually one app which will go live now in October, which is interesting for hoteliers and any kind of touristic association. And last but not least, we have Matthew from Triento.io, who wants to become the decentralized TripAdvisor and make verified reviews, something which can be used for frontline worker, internal worker, but also actually for any kind of review data you may want to share. So ask yourself, now you have received a lot of input, you will meet a lot of builders, this community will grow. What's your Camino forward? What's your next step? Easy start is to set up a validator. That's the easiest. We heard today, we have roughly 40% of all the validators who are committed are live now. So there's still a little bit of room of improvement. If you are not yet a validator, I would definitely think about becoming one. So reach out to us, what's needed there. Engage in those community events. It's for free. The monthly calls, all those events you see there, they're completely for free. The only thing you need to do, assign internal resources. If you want to go deeper and say, hey, this is interesting, book a brainstorming session with my colleague Anke or myself, or one of our partners in the network. We help you define use cases to make it more understandable. It takes time. I myself was exposed to blockchain in 2017, and it didn't get it the first time, because I just not saw what can I do with that. It takes some time to get into that, and the more you see, the more you read, the more you engage with the community, the easier you will understand it. And important also, as I said, upskill your internal resources, and definitely volunteer to help us with the data standards. Now, before we go to the rest of the evening and the end of my presentation, I would like to join me to give a big thank you to Nicole. You have been a wonderful host tonight. So, thank you very much for hosting us in the second year of a row. We look forward to see you next year again here on stage. And please join me as well in clapping the hands for our wonderful marketing and our sponsors who made this event possible today. So thank you very much, guys. So now, let's do what we best do in this community, build network and networking. So I invite you actually to go outside here to the left-hand side, have a drink, connect to the builders, chat about us, reach out to us, and mind you, we are a Swiss company. 7:15 sharp, the buses are leaving. Our buses are like Web3. We are not waiting for anybody. So you guys need to be there. We go back to the hotel, and at 7 o'clock, again, mind you, sharp, we are going to the Beach Club for our dinner and cocktails. And tomorrow morning, we are looking forward actually to our network event and brunch. And thank you very much for your attention.